One time.
This week, NFC East and AFC East.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, of course, we got to start off with the NFCs. We got to start off with the controversy, with a lot of the drama pursuing. Get things started on a good mark, you know what I mean? And then we'll get down to the other divisions as well. So let's start off with the NFC East. Let's start off with the Cowboys. And I don't know, how you want to start things off? What you want to – let me ask you this.
Oh, Lord.
Because there's been a lot of just different information regarding the Cowboys offense, how they're going to be run, ever since Kellen Moore has seen depart to the Chargers, right?
Good riddance.
Good riddance. Okay, well, you guys are like a top 5 offense in the NFL with Kellen Moore. But okay, anywho. So I've been hearing reports. I've seen videos. We've all seen the videos of Dak Prescott throwing some picks in practice, throwing a good number of picks in practice. Now, some of that could be because of maybe the defense is really good. Some of that could be because maybe they're still trying to get accustomed to that offense of with the head coach. He's now pretty much dictating the offense now. Maybe he's still trying to get used to that. Let me ask you this: what do you expect the offense to be this year for the Cowboys?
I expect the offense to be we may get statistically worse.
At what area? That's the question.
As far as like points per game and all of these the flashiness.
So like you say passing yards per game, points per game, that
yes, probably that stuff. But we'll be a more efficient offense.
Okay.
In terms of knowing what we're running and why we're running it. Situational football, as well as, what was I about to say? I lost the point already. But yes, in those aspects, I think we'll be better. Mm-hmm. We won't just be running plays just because we got it in the playbook. There will be, that's where I went. There will be a script.
A script, okay.
There will be correct calls. In great situation, like I said, great situational football. Hopefully, better clock control, and we're going to make the job of everybody on the offense much more simple.
Okay. Because
one of the big complaints from last year from the players was that the offense was hard to understand because Kellen Moore would run a lot of option routes,
hot routes,
and all this other stuff, and if the safety does this, then you do this. But now Mark McCarthy's like, look, run the daggone route, run the route. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this offense will. I looked at the preseason game, even though we lost, I did like what I saw from the offense as far as scheme wise. A lot of stuff, a lot of layups that we took during that game. Kellen Moore never did that. Like it was 2 plays. It did it back to back. It was. I don't know what the yardage was, but the DB was played off 10 yards from the nearest receiver, which was Simi Fehoko. Instead of doing some fancy stuff, we just told Will Greer, just throw it to Simi, let him get some yak.
Okay.
And it worked 2 times in a row, got at least 5-6 yards a catch.
Was this behind the line of scrimmage, or was this like over the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball?
This was, I guess, a little bit over the line.
All right.
Got
you.
It was like a little ghost screen or whatever. Just dump
bubble
it
screen.
off. Just dump it off and let him run.
All right, got you.
So that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff that I missed from a Kellen Moore offense from all these years. Then there was another play where Jalen Tolbert scored in the route combo. I don't know exactly the route. I think it was.
Was this preseason or was this?
It was
preseason.
It was preseason. It was preseason. Yeah,
I saw one play Jalen Tolbert made, and I think
he's been going crazy.
Yeah,
I had the stocks in him. I had the stocks.
I saw that one cat.
I felt like a proud dad watching training camp at preseason. Man, I was rooting for my dog. But yeah, it was another play. The route combo was crazy, and I've never seen nothing like it. Was a clear out pretty much. Draw the coverage away and have a guy running across the middle of the field. And I'm like, this is what we've been missing from a Kellen Moore offense. Deuce Vaughn running a Texas route. We haven't seen no stuff like that in Kellen Moore offense. So this is the things I'm talking about. It may not be as flashy. It may not be blah, blah, blah. But it'll get the job done.
Oh, really?
It'll get the job done.
I remember there was a conversation about your head coach, right? and him sort of not adjusting to the times, right? Not having certain plays that fit certain times. It's too predictable. And when you say like they got rid of some hot routes, they sort of dumbed it down a little bit. That doesn't give you any cause of concern. Like, oh, maybe the offense is too predictable. There's not a lot of how you say variety. There's not a lot of different plays that they can go to because you guys dumbed it down per se, and it gives the defense more opportunity to sort of guess because there's not a lot of hot routes, because there's not a lot of option routes that'll keep the defense guessing.
No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because they didn't just throw away Kellen's playbook.
Okay.
They kept a lot of the plays that he ran, but it's the verbiage and also, like I said, the option routes. They don't have to think as much when on the field. They can just go and play. You know, football's still an instinctive sport, even though you need to have this knowledge to go along with it. So instead of telling Jalen Tolbert, hey, if this corner has this leverage and the safety's doing this, then you want to do this route. Instead, just run a route. You'll get open. Just run a route. Someone will get open.
All right.
And that's honestly what works the best in my opinion.
What about the running game? How are you optimistic about the running game? I mean, Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn, they look, they're talented, but they're kind of small. You don't have no like.
Tony Pollard is not small. He's like 6 feet, 200 pounds.
Well, I mean, 200 pounds. He don't look it.
He's 200 pounds.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Man, he does not look 200 pounds. You guys don't have no like Zeke battering ram. You got the one yard.
Do the
line.
49ers have a battering ram?
I mean, no, they don't.
Do the Chiefs have a battering ram?
You said, do the Chiefs have a battering
Yes.
ram?
Do they have a battering ram?
I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, he could break some tackles now. But no, they don't have a battering ram. But he can break some tackles.
What year is this, man?
I'm just
Rams.
saying you don't have no like you have like kind of the same type of running back. You don't have no guy you can just give the ball to at the 1 yard line and say, okay, get in the end zone.
Block. That's that block.
Okay. Well, you believe in Tony Pollard's blocking?
Tony Pollard's running the ball.
I'm saying like when Dak is throwing the ball.
You sound just like the people in the fan base that say, "Oh, Zeke blocking." First of all, Tony Pollard is actually a good blocker.
He is?
Yes, and if you look it up on
PFF,
PFF, he's actually rated a pretty good blocker.
I thought you hated PFF.
And situational. I don't like that. I don't agree with their coverage grades and all that stuff.
Okay.
But line and blocking, I can look towards him a little bit for that.
All right.
But still, they say TP is actually a good blocker.
Okay. What about Deuce Vaughn?
Well, when he's in the game, if they send in a blitz, just have him run out and just throw the ball to him. It'll be open.
Didn't you guys? What's his name? He got suspended for like a few games.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah,
Ronald who? He is not making the team. Sorry.
Okay, man. Well, it is what it is, I guess. Why didn't you guys give Zeke a new contract? Why did you not let him Why didn't you bring him back?
We weren't paying $6 million for a goal line.
That's
back.
what the Patriots gave him. $6 million. Wow, I didn't.
Yeah, we weren't paying $6 million for a goal line back.
Wow, that's a lot for Zeke this year, man. This day and age.
Do not draft Ramondre Stevenson in fantasy.
All right. So like, let me ask you another question. So, in terms of Dak Prescott and him, how do you feel about him this year? Versus last year. Do you think he's going to get better? Do you think the interception is going to go way down, or is he going to continue sort of this this trend from last year?
I think he'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be better for sure. I think the number will probably go down to around 11, like he usually does. Probably have close 30-something touchdowns. That's pretty much his standard at this point. So, yeah, he has the talent now. They probably don't want him to do too much as far as offensive-wise. As like last year, he had to bail us out a lot on 3rd and long. And I don't think they want any of that to be going on this year. And I think they're trying to make stuff more layup plays so where he doesn't have to like press the issue to like get the ball down the field and stuff. He'll just be like, okay, I'll take what the defense gives me, you know. So I think we'll see more controlled Dak, but I still hope he takes some risk because that's what all the good QBs do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
All right.
Them training camp interceptions doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
Because he's throwing way more touchdowns, so I don't care.
So what about obviously CD, he's gonna have a really good year. Like we should expect that. Brandon Cook coming in, he's gonna be a nice number 2. And then you have Michael Gallup and you have Jalen Tolbert. Who you think's gonna be the number 3 guy? You think Jalen Tolbert or Michael Gallup?
I think Michael Gallup will start the year as 3, but I would not be surprised if Jalen Tolbert around week 12 or so could start taking more and more reps from Gallup.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your prediction for the Cowboys season? What's the record? What's it gonna be?
I don't think we win 12 games again.
What?
Looking at the schedule.
Let me look at the schedule, man. I should have put the schedule on the slide.
Actually, no. We do win 12 games.
I was about to say. I was thinking you guys win 12 games.
We win 12 games again.
Okay, so 12-5. Does that win the division?
That is the $1 million question. I think it's very possible that us and the Eagles could have the same record.
I think so too.
And it'll come down to a tiebreaker. And I think we will win the tiebreaker. Only because the NFC East curse.
Is it because do you think the Eagles will lose the game to maybe the Commanders and the Cowboys beat the Commanders twice, or maybe the Eagles lose to the Giants once, and
or
the Cowboys
it could be
beat the
also
Giants
a
twice?
common opponent in the NFC.
Oh yeah, that's another. Yeah, that is true. Because
say if they somehow lose to the do they play the Niners? I know we play the Niners. I don't know if they play the Niners.
They have to play the Niners because they won a division. So let me see. Yeah, they play the Niners.
Yeah, so let's say if they lose to the Niners and we beat the Niners, then we would get that advantage as well. Okay. Even with the similar record.
They also play the Jets as well, so that could be another game that can decide.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I think the NFC weighs more for something like that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much going with this. I think the Eagles have the better roster, the better team. But I think one thing that's been they lost some players.
Well, hey, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a little bit more. But yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, I think and also the NFC East curse. It hasn't a repeat division hasn't happened since 2003, and I'm not going to just give up on that now. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win the division this year.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too.
Oh, bro, he's not.
I'm not.
Don't let him fool you.
Objective.
Don't let him fool you.
I'm being objective.
Yeah, okay.
I've been.
What's your reasoning? I need to hear it.
Well, I like the acquisitions that you guys were able to get during free agency and via trades. I like the draft that you guys did as well. And just on the Eagles side of things, the fact that they're going to have to start Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter's first year, although I do like some of the things I've been seeing in camp and also in preseason.
How did they let the best player in the draft fall to the most stacked roster in the league?
Eli Ricks as well. They also got him undrafted. But they are rookies. This is their first time going to be playing in the NFL. And also the coordinators as well. They're going to have to replace them. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys because I think continuity – you guys have that chemistry. You guys have that bringing in the same players, but also you're bringing in more talent with Gilmore, with Cooks, and yeah, I just think I like the way that you guys are going right now, and I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Doesn't mean you're going to finish the year better with them in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of the division, I have you guys winning this one, and that's how I see it. I think 12-5 is fair, and yeah. That's how I look at it for the Cowboys.
That might be the nicest thing you said about the Cowboys in this in this entire podcast.
I'm being objective, man. This is an objective.
So you're not that concerned about Dak?
Listen, man, you guys are going to win regardless because that defense. That defense is going to save you guys from a lot of games. I already know, like the Cowboys. You look at the schedule right now. By week 5, it's going to be a cupcake schedule. This is how it's always going to be with the Cowboys. You look at the schedule at first, it's like, damn, this schedule might be hard. And then all of a sudden, week 5 go around, oh, this is a cupcake schedule. Oh, this team wasn't as good as we thought they were. Oh, this team right here, oh, they suck. I know how it
It's
is.
coincidence. They only say that after we beat them, though. It's
I-
funny.
I already know how things are gonna go. Anywho, I think that'll do it for the Cowboys. Again, we both have the Cowboys
About
winning
around
the
12
division.
and 5, yeah.
12-5 doesn't mean I have them going farther in the playoffs as the Eagles. I just say that right there.
I'm telling you, man, that NFC Championship game gonna go crazy.
Okay.